Hey, Coach, so glad you made it to this video. Go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. You won't be disappointed. 14-day free trial. What can I say? It's my business. Check it out. Thanks.
Welcome to Coach Unplugged. I am not even going to guess what episode of Coach Unplugged this is. This episode is brought to you by the great people over at teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. You can either look up above or down below. You will find the links that you need for that, for sure. It's a resource that I started, and I'm a big believer in it. This time of year, there's nothing better than going and trying to better yourself. There's video resources, there's a community, there's my personal email address. There's lots of different places out there to find basketball information. 100% agree. But I don't think most of the people that are running those right now have been through the battles like I have. Having coached for 30 years, they have great sites, and I'm sure they have great information. But I think what we have at teachhoops.com, my experience from winning state championships, from coaching guys that play professionally, from knowing what it's like to lose and what it's like to win. So go over and check it out, teachhoops.com, for coaches who want to get better. So this week's episode of Coach Unplugged, I'm going to talk about why my son is not playing AAU basketball this year. So probably an interesting headline for people, but why is he not doing it? And there's a couple things. First of all, I'm a math teacher. The math behind it, I was looking at the NCAA website here. I'm going to grab it and kind of make it bigger because I'm old and it's harder for me to see. But for boys, there's like 541,000 high school basketball players, and for girls, it's 433,000. So almost 1 million high school basketball players any given year that play basketball. And then how many, it's basically 1%, 3% for basketball. It's 3.5% for men, and it's 3.8% for women that actually go overall from high school to the NCAAs. And then if you look at actually the scholarship kids, it's about 2% for Division I and Division II for boys, and it's a little bit higher. It's like 2.2% for females. So first of all, if you do the math on it, all these things that are happening in the summer are literally for 2% of the population. It's not for 98%, it's for 2%. So I'll get into my philosophical feelings about this, but let's talk about the pros, and then we'll talk about the cons of summer or AAU basketball. I'm not talking about just playing. I'm just talking about the travel circuits, the going to 6 tournaments, all that kind of stuff. So some AAU programs are really good. I can think of tons of them in Wisconsin, and they're exceptional. They great people running them. But I think what happens with summer AAU is several things. I think the girls and the boys get a false sense of who they are. They practice once or maybe twice a week, and then they go play 5 or 6 games on the weekend. So I think what's lost, especially with the average programs or below average programs, is the skill work that they're not doing. They're not working on the fundamentals, and they're playing a lot of games. So are they becoming better basketball players? So it'd be like doing your homework twice a week and then taking a test every 3rd weekend. Yes, for those 2%ers that are going to be scholarship kids, absolutely 100% the right spot for them to be seen, to go against the best competition, all of that. And going back to the original question, why is my son not playing AAU basketball this summer? Well, there's several reasons. First of all, I'm not sure he's in the 2%. I think he might be, but I think he needs to work on his skill work, which is his ball handling, his foot speed, his jumping ability. There are plenty of games to be played, and there are plenty of places to play them. I'm not sure that you have to go. We're in Wisconsin. I'm not sure you have to drive to Iowa to do that, to become a better basketball player. So, that I think that's a little bit, again, the competition's really good. For those 2%ers, it's an exceptional thing. those things are good things about it. Hey, Luke. The cons, I would say, is, do these kids have to travel all the way over? Do they have to travel all over the country to go get good competition, or could competition be within 2 hours of their home? I think it really kind of depends. That's the first thing. The amount of money that I think coaches hey, Kelly, the amount of money that people pay to go play basketball is great. If you're doing it for the kids to have fun and hang out with their friends and be in the hotel and then play some games, absolutely. Kids want to play games. They absolutely do. They don't want to necessarily do the homework. They'd rather go outside and play with their friends. I get that. It's the same with basketball. But I think skill work is more important. There's not a lot of game prep in these things. It's basically up and down, man-to-man pressure, maybe some zone. So I think it's a really small percentage that summer AAU and all this stuff is for. Now, there are great trainers over there. I'm sure there's some trainers that are actually listening to me or watching me or whatever at this point. There's great ones. My son has gone through some. I train him because obviously I know some stuff. But yes, I just had a comment coming through that the parents are living vicariously through the kids, and that's 100% true. I told my son, I gave him the option: do you want to play or do you not want to play this summer? If you don't want to play, what's the plan? How are we going to do that? How are we going to make you quicker? How are you going to be able to improve your shot? How are you going to work on your ball handling? That kind of stuff. And to be honest with you, if a kid took those 45 minutes to an hour and did that and then had the rest of the weekend, they would probably become better basketball players. Now, it depends. Some kids need it for the team aspect or learning how to read. And again, these 2%ers, 3%ers, absolutely need it. In our state, in any given year, there's probably 30, 40 kids that in, let's say, this sophomore or junior class coming up that need to go and play the circuit, need to get seen, need to go against the best competition. And especially sometimes for the kids in the smaller towns, they definitely need it. There's no competition in a town of 3,000. They need to go out and do that. We live in a county that has 500,000 people. There's plenty of competition at school, at the athletic club, whatever. So that's my thought and rationale of why he doesn't need to do it. I think there's a false bill of sales being sold to a lot of these kids, and to their parents, and there's this scholarship, there's this golden goose, or at the end of the rainbow, there's this pot of gold that's going to be this scholarship, and it's possible. And to be honest with you, probably by 7th or 8th grade, I could have picked out the kids that would be able to do it. So just purely my observation. Why my son's not playing AAU basketball this summer, put down in the show notes and tell me what you think as far as comments go. And if you have anything else to say. All right. Thanks, everybody. This has been brought to you by the people over at teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. I hope you enjoyed it. Go over and check us out down below. Next week, I think we're going to have an interview on Coach Unplugged, and then I've got a bunch of really cool things coming up in the spring here for our podcast. So again, I'm going to be honest. I would truly appreciate if you go over and check out teachhoops.com. It's what makes this podcast doable. Thanks.
Hey, Coach. I'm glad you found us here at YouTube. Please check us out over at teachhoops.com up here, down here. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Free newsletter, 14-day free trial if you want to join. Go check out all the resources. You cannot beat the deal of teachhoops.com. You buy a video, it's $20-30 for one video. We got a vast majority of them, anything that a basketball coach would need. So go check it out, teachhoops.com, for coaches who want to get better.